Another indication of the capacity, so to speak, of the spirit to leave the body along with the pranic body comes in these so-called after-death or near-death experiences. People who die but then again they come to life and had some experience in between, they largely tell the same story. Right? They always say that they left their body, that they saw their body lying there, and then move towards the light. This is what is generally being told. But then somehow were called back to their body, re-enter their body, which came back to life, and then they continued their life, which for most of these people has been quite a traumatic experience, but usually a very nice one. And some even also have been able to prove it, because by being in this pranic body, in this spirit body, they have been able to, so to speak, fly away from their body a little bit further, maybe in the next room or the next place, and they heard people say things which later they have remembered, and then when they are back in their body, they have told these people, you have said this and that there and then, and is this true? And then these people confirmed, yes, this is true. How do you know? You were in another place, you cannot have heard. So strange things are there, and also there some study can be made to further understand that yes, reincarnation is possible. Another experience that mums and dads can have is when they have a new baby. I had this very much with my son. I was seeing him being born and more or less feeling like, how nice to get such a unwritten sheet of paper and be able to work with it and mold it and make it grow into a beautiful human being. And very rapidly, in the first days or weeks, I realized that what I got was very far from an unwritten sheet. This baby came from the very beginning with its own character, with its own personality. And as parents, we can do some teaching, of course, some molding, some working, but it is quite limited what we can do. And well, again, scientists will explain this through genetics or something, through what happened already in the belly of the mother, things like that, which of course all are true, but to me always have been not enough to explain the so specific personality of my son. To me, to find, to believe that this soul has come from somewhere, with his own luggage, with his own understanding, with his own personality, seems much more logical. Again, this is not proof, but is giving some understanding of what could be. There's more like that, like the idea of soulmates. People that you meet, and immediately you feel a familiarity. You feel like you know them. You can talk very easily, open up your heart very easily. And then it is said in Indian society, well, very simple, you feel like you already know them because you already know them, because you know them from past lives. And in fact, in Vedic belief, most of the people with whom we closely associate in this life, we already know from past lives. Our family, our life partner, our close friends, our dear enemies even, you know. They are already known to us, and of course every life some new acquaintances may be made, some new attachments may be created, but most people with whom we associate, we have been associating with for a very long time. That is the Vedic view. And well, I believe everybody must have had this feeling of encountering somebody whom they already seem to know. So this is another indication about reincarnation. But it's all not proof. The only proof you can find in deep samadhi. In deep samadhi, when the personality from this life goes, when there is no more doer, no more Peter Marchand trying to meditate, then the personalities from past lives will come out, and you will meet them, and they will tell you their stories, and you might also verify it in your own stories and find proof there. Reincarnation also is in a way so very logical. I mean, one life is too short, right? There are so many things to do, so many things to learn. In a sense, you can say that in one life, if you have really done one thing, if you have really learned one thing, if you really fully lived one thing, you've done well. So, one life is too short. This life makes a lot more sense if it is a part of many lives. So in that way there is a logic. And there is also another logic. Like my teacher used to say, if there is only one life, then I don't believe in God. Then God cannot be good. Then God cannot be righteous. Because if we have only one life, then really the division of wealth and health and good luck and all that is really not honest, is really not fair. Some people are born with whatever you can think of, and some people are born and have nothing, and some people are born handicapped, and some people are born very beautiful, and some people are born with extreme talents, and other people are born and have no particular talents, and it's just not fair. So if you understand through spiritual growth the nature of the self, which is the source of everything, then you understand that from this inner purity only good things come. And then to imagine that from that a world would come which is so unfair, it becomes impossible. You cannot believe it. The more you understand the self, the more you understand God, the more you understand reincarnation is the logical choice.